drama that's been going on with the Federal Reserve in the background. So this drama is about Federal Reserve Governor Lisa Cook. Not this Lisa Cook, this Lisa Cook. The main story here is that, if you guys don't know how it works, the FOMC has these 12 Fed governors. They all vote to decide whether or not to cut rates. She's one of them. And Trump, in an effort to stack the FOMC with people on his side to force rates down, has been trying to get her fired so he can replace her with somebody on his side, get rid of Jerome Powell in early 26, get a majority, and then be able to lower rates at will. So he's had a bit of a power play against Jerome Powell by trying to get her fired. This is Bill Pulte. You need to know who he is because it's a big part of this story. And you may have heard me talk about Bill Pulte in a video I did about him versus Scott Bessent, where Scott Bessent said, "I'm gonna punch you in your fucking face." Bill Pulte, his background is, he's a rich kid. He inherited a lot of money from his grandfather, the founder of home building giant Pulte Group. So he got a big inheritance and then started giving away some of it, very small amounts, on Twitter to become famous. This is where you probably heard of him. In your lifetime, he was, for most years, the guy that gave away money on social media. He would post things like this: "Good evening, this beautiful mom and daughter need a handicap accessible van but can't afford it. Can you help? I'll match donations up to $1,000. Bro, you are inheriting $1 billion fortune and you're matching $1,000. Wow, extremely generous. He would do like retweet to win giveaways, follow me to win giveaways. And then he would say things like, "I'm sitting on my couch right now, thinking about how many people we've helped this year and how happy I am to be alive and living this dream. To whoever out here that needs this, don't give up. I've done private planes and cars. I've been in the biggest meetings. I'm friends with many of the wealthiest people in the world, but nothing comes close to helping people on Twitter." Nobody, me. And it's Patrick giving away money. And then he called his followers his teammates, people that just followed to win money. They're my teammates. So he becomes like social media famous because of this. At one point, he wins the award for Twitter Philanthropist of the Year, which is a very prestigious award that it turns out he created. Embarrassing. Okay, so this guy's basically a nobody. He's just the grandson of a rich guy. But because of all of this, he gets this big social media following, which he then uses to try and get the attention of Donald Trump. If Donald Trump retweets this, I'll give $30,000 to a veteran on Twitter. This works. And through his social media following and his pro-Trump stance, he ends up becoming nominated by Donald Trump to head our federal housing finance agency. Despite no real qualifications. I mean, his grandfather knew house building, but he just inherited it. So now he is the head of our federal housing finance agency and is obviously a close Trump ally. Now, this comes in handy when Donald Trump wants to get rid of Lisa Cook, because he gets Bill Pulte to pull the data on Lisa Cook's mortgages for the houses. She has 2 houses, and claim that she was claiming both of her properties as her primary residence, which would be mortgage fraud. I mean, it's minor, but it is mortgage fraud. The idea is that she claimed both of them as her primary residence, and therefore she must be removed. She can't be trusted. We can't put her in the Federal Reserve. She's committing mortgage fraud. So for the first time in the Fed's 111-year history, a sitting governor was attempted to be removed by a president, which again, the Fed is supposed to be independent. The whole point is the president can't be bullying it and pushing it around because it reduces the trustworthiness of our independent Federal Reserve. That's the idea, is if it's seen like he controls it, then he can lower rates at will. So he tried to remove her. He said, "It's a serious breach of trust. We have to protect the integrity of the Federal Reserve." Basically saying, this mortgage fraud is very serious. It's very important to me. We just simply can't stand for it. The only problem is... There's 2 problems. Number 1 is the documents have started to actually come out, and it turns out she didn't do that. She claimed her second residence as a vacation home, not a primary residence. First of all, not even true. But secondly, because of all the hullabaloo around this, because of all the drama, because of all the interest, because of all the looking into it, it turns out 3 of Trump's cabinet members did do this. They did do mortgage fraud. They did claim multiple primary residents multiple houses as primary residence, including Labor Secretary Lori Chavez, Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy, and EPA Agency Administrator Lee Zeldin. All three of them that Trump appointed have claimed multiple residences as their primary residence. None of them are being investigated. None of them are getting fired. Despite saying that this is like extremely important for integrity, none of them are being followed up on. Additionally, this has just happened within the past 24 hours. Scott Bessent, Treasury Secretary, has also called two houses his principal residence. This is the highest up. This is even more important than her job. And it's not being discussed or followed up on. And additionally, Bill Pulte, the guy who Trump got to pull this data and accuse Lisa Cook, it turns out his parents both of his parents also have done this mortgage fraud. So it just seems a little bit hypocritical. It seems a bit crazy to focus on, I think it's very transparent what you're trying to do, which is gain control of the Federal Reserve. So thankfully, today, the appeals court rejected Trump's bid to fire Fed Governor Lisa Cook, and she did vote today. She was one of the votes that just happened in the last few minutes to lower rates 0.25. So she's still active. Trump cannot remove her for now. Remains to be seen what will happen next and how this will play out, but that is the current status of what's going on.